motto around here is live generously. And when Kim and I were thinking about this, and Susan Bankhead was part of that as well, we were thinking about what would be a good slogan for our church. And we looked around at some of the churches around, and their slogans were things like a good place for your family or better together. All of their slogans said, come here, come be with us, we're great. And we thought that was okay because we thought it'd be great to say to people, come here, be with us because we're great. And then we thought, that doesn't tell anybody what this church is like. It doesn't tell anybody what's at the heart of this church. And after some, wandering around in the literary wordsmithing wilderness, we came up with live generously. Because it was who we are. It was a reflection of who this church is, and we thought the number one thing for the community to know is that we are committed to living generously. And so today, I want to remind you that when we lift up someone in this church to say thank you, we are honoring how well, how thoroughly, how delightfully they have lived into the commitment to live generously. Now, this is not a memorial service, so I will not be giving a eulogy. But I want to share this scripture with you. With what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high? Because one of the things, after I'd been here about a year, I told Kim, I said, what I just love is working with people who wake up every day and say, what am I going to do today to help things be better around here? Kim is not a clock watcher or a time card puncher. And that's how churches operate, is whether you're a volunteer or paid staff, you have to really care about what you're doing here. Because nobody comes here for the paycheck, although a paycheck is a good thing. So with what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high is a question that every Christian asks every morning. Shall I come before God with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? This is all a rhetorical question because we know the answer is no. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I do like the heathens and give my firstborn up for sacrifice? And then here's the answer that the prophet shares. God has told you what's good, and what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Occasions like this are not helpful to people who prefer to live humbly, because we tend to think that humbleness is to make ourselves small and not noticeable, to be silent about our giving to others, about our generosity. And that's not what it's about. What it is knowing how you play a part in the grand scheme of things. And there are times when Kim steps to the front of leadership, and then other times where she supports others. And she is a great model of what it looks like to be humble, but not self-effacing. To give everything she's got, and to invite you to do the same. To seek justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with God. This is who we are. This is who we hope to be. This is what we're striving after. If you want to know what a good theme scripture is, I was back in high school and some, Bible teacher said, well, do you have a theme scripture for your life? I'm like, I'm supposed to have a theme scripture for my life? I couldn't think of it. And occasionally through the years, people would say, well, I have a theme scripture for my life. I'm like, oh, that's great. I don't have a theme. And then one day I woke up, I was in my 40s, and I thought, I do have a theme scripture for my life. What does the Lord require of you but to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God? And I'm here to tell you, you know when you meet a fellow on that road. and one of the people who will walk with you on the road of justice, kindness, and humility, meaning knowing your right size, playing your part, stepping forward when it's time to step forward and stepping back when it's time to step back, is Kim Galea. She'll be your partner all the way down the road. All the way down the road. So I want to invite you to be more than grateful today. I would like to invite you to be inspired. To ask yourself, how can I be more engaged with God's justice for God's people? How can I make kindness more my watchword every day? And I can tell you, don't get on the freeway. That'll ruin that forever. And how do I play my part when it's time for me to lead and when it's time for me to support? So I hope that today, as you tell Kim thank you, I invite you to share with Kim today and in the days ahead how her service to our church, her inspiring personality, her relentless optimism, and I mean relentless optimism, her can-do attitude, which is sometimes more we will do, all of those things, how they inspire you in your walk with faith and in your contributions to humanity. Thank you, Kim. Thank you.